students, welcome to online classes at Discipline Operations School. Today we have come up with the mathematics class for class 5. We will be starting with a new chapter today that will be on whole numbers. So students, what we will learn in whole numbers, first let us know about whole numbers. Okay, we already have some concept about whole numbers. Let us revise that first. Whole numbers are whole numbers mean all those numbers that the natural numbers that we know are starting from 1, counting numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and so on. Okay, so all these natural numbers including 0 are called whole numbers. What are whole numbers, students? All the natural numbers including 0 are called whole numbers, and all these whole numbers, these natural numbers or whole numbers have their successor and predecessor. What are these? When we take any natural number or a whole number, what we do, when we add 1 to any of the number, we get the next number. When we add 1 the whole number, we get the next number. Alright, so the number by adding 1 we are getting, that is called the successor of the number. Alright students, when we take any whole number and we add 1 to it, we get the next number. Add 1 to it, we get the next number. That number by adding 1, the number which we are getting, is called successor of the number. The successor of 3 is 4. Same way what happens is, when we subtract 3 plus 1 as we are doing, so 3 minus 1, what we will get? We will get 2. This 2 is the predecessor of the number. Predecessor of whom? This 3. Whose predecessor? 3. 3's predecessor is 2 and 3's successor is 4. Successor means the next number, predecessor means the previous number. So in all the natural numbers we have their successor and predecessor, excluding this one. Alright, so that's why when we add 0 to these natural number, it becomes whole number. Okay, these are called whole numbers. Now, in today's lesson on whole number, we will learn the basic properties of our 4 mathematical operations. Alright, in this lesson, what we will be learning? We will be learning the basic operations, that is 4 basic mathematical operations, that is addition, subtraction, multiplication and division, their properties and their applications. Students, this is nothing new. Okay, this is something that we already know. Like 2 plus 3 is equals to 5. This only the properties, how it is being added. The properties, what property these mathematical operations are following, we will learn in this class. Properties of addition and subtraction. There are 4 properties of addition and subtraction. That is closure property, commutative property, associative property and zero property. What are these, students? These are not to be learned. Okay, you don't have to learn these things. You don't have to just mark up. You need to understand. Get the concept, the thing that we already do. Like 2 plus 3 we do. Like we do 2 plus 3 equals to 5. This we know, students. Is there anything new about this? I said nothing is new in this chapter. It's only about understanding the concept that we perform for mathematical operations. Okay? Like 2 plus 3 is equals to 5. According to the first property of addition and subtraction, that is closure property, when we add 2 whole numbers, 2 is a whole number, 3 is also a whole number. When we add 2 whole numbers, it will give a whole number. 5 is also a whole number. The first first closure property of addition says that when we add two whole numbers, it will be a whole number. Let us take another whole number, 1 plus 7. That will be also equals to 8. That is also again a whole number. So according to closure property, addition of two whole numbers will give a whole number. But in subtraction, this closure property, subtraction does not follow. Okay, how? I'll show you. Subtraction of two numbers will not always be a whole number. Like this, if you will see 6 minus 9. This is a whole number. This is a whole number, but answer you will get is minus 3. That is not a whole number. Because whole number we know that starts from 0, 1, 2, 3. Not nothing negative. No negative numbers. Okay. So this is the property of subtraction. Closure property, subtraction does not follow. Closure property means addition of two whole number will give a whole number. But subtraction of two whole number will not always be a whole number. In case the number to be subtracted, say 4 minus 2, the number to be subtracted is smaller than the number from which it is to be subtracted. Then we get a whole number. Okay, so if subtraction always does not follow the closure property. It does not follow the closure property. Now next property is commutative property. Commutative property means irrespective of the places of the digits, like 2 plus 3 equals to 5. Now if I change the places of these numbers, if I write it as 3 plus 2 is equals to 5. Does it affect the answer? No. Changing of the places, irrespective of the places of digit, the answer, the addition of the numbers is always the same. Say we write 1 plus 7 plus 2. What will be equal to? 10. Okay. If I change the places of the digit 7 plus 1 plus 2, again it will be 10. So changing the places of the digit will not affect the addition of the numbers. This is commutative property of addition. But this property, commutative property in subtraction, again the subtraction is always, we know, inverse to that of addition. So again this property is not followed by the subtraction. You will see how. 3 minus 2 is equals to 1. But again if we change the places, 2 minus 3, will we get 1? No, we will get minus 1. That will not be a whole number again. So this property is also not followed by the subtraction. Next property is associative property. Associative property means, students, associative property means simply grouping of the number. Okay. Third property of addition and subtraction, grouping of the number. Say I have written 7 plus 1 plus 2. Okay, we can first add two numbers and the third number. Okay, so there is nothing, this method will not change the answer of the number, addition of the number. 7 plus 1 plus 2 will be equals to what? Again 10. If I regroup 1 plus 2 plus 7, so addition of any two number and then the addition of third number, this is also called grouping. This will not affect the answer of the sum. Okay, so addition follows the property, associative property. This is called associative property of addition. Okay, now again this property is not followed by subtraction. Here again I will show you. Say 7 minus 1 minus 2. 7 minus 1, 6, 6 minus 2, what do we get? 4. Alright students, but here again if I do change the places or group it, 7 minus, I have done over here 7 minus 1 is equals to 6 and then minus 2 we have got 4. But if again I do it like this, group the different two numbers, minus 2 we will not get the same answer. Again this property is not followed by subtraction. Now fourth one is Zero property. Zero property means when we add in a whole number, any whole number, say 5. When we add 0 to any whole number, the answer will be the number itself. Okay, addition will be the number itself. If 0 is added to any whole number, the addition will be the number itself. Okay, but this is called zero addition. The zero property of addition is called the additive identity of addition. Okay, this property is not followed by subtraction again. You know why? Say, if we subtract 7 minus 0, what we will get, students? We will get 7. But again, same we subtract 0 minus 7, we will not get that 7. Again, this subtraction again does not follow this property. So, there are 4 properties of addition, which are closure property, commutative property, associative property and zero property. These all properties is not followed by subtraction, or subtraction does not follow these properties. Alright students, so we will do some questions on these properties from your exercise book, that is exercise 3.1 of your textbook. Page number, you go to page number 39. Alright students, question number 1. Complete the following by using commutative property. Commutative property of addition we have learned, students. What is commutative property? Commutative property we have learned that irrespective of the places of digit, their addition will be same. 123 plus 567 is equals to dash plus 123. Alright. So in commutative property we have learned irrespective of the places, if we alter the places, is equals to means both the sides are same. If we add 123 to 567, we will get equal, means 123 is there, which is 567. This is according to the commutative property. Commutative property what I have got? Plus 3 is equals to 3 plus 2. This and this will be always equal. There will be no difference. B. Next question we will do. I will do one sum from each question. Okay. Follow the explanation and do the rest homework. Question number 2. Group the following and find the sum. Again, grouping method. Which method it is? It is associative method. Question is group the following and find the sum. 56 plus 310 plus 44. Now what we will do is group the following. We will group the two numbers and then we will add the third number. Let us group this one. If we will add 56 plus 44, we will select any such two numbers that it makes our addition easier. 56 plus 44 we will get 100 plus 310, what we will get 410. The addition has become easier for us. Alright students. Now next we will move. Next question will be number 3. 3A I will do, fill in the blanks. And you will tell me which property it is following. 567 plus 0 is equals to dash plus 567. Alright students, now which property? This is zero property. Zero additive identity of addition. When we add 0 to any number, the answer will be the number itself. And when 0 is added to any number, the answer. So here 567 and same. 0 will be added, the answer will be the itself. And then here also the same. Okay. Now we will move to the next properties of multiplication and division. Alright students. Properties of multiplication and division. These things, multiplication and division also follow some similar properties that of addition and subtraction, like closure property, commutative property, associative property, zero property, and there is multiplication has distributive property and in addition and property of 1. Okay. So we will learn about these. Next, right, so we will start first with the properties of multiplication and division. That first one is closure property. Closure property, what we have done in addition, addition of two whole number will give a whole number. Again here, multiplication of two whole number, take any two whole number, 2 is a whole number, 3 is a whole number. Multiplication of any two whole number will give a whole number. Alright students, again similarly as that in case of addition and subtraction, this property will not be followed by division. Division does not follow the property of closure. You will see how. Division of two whole numbers will not always give a whole number. You will see how. Say 12 divided by 4 is equals to 3. Okay students, division of two whole number will give a whole number. But again, only this will be possible, the answer will be a whole number only when the divisor is the factor of the number. Otherwise, if we divide 12 by 5, we will not get a whole number. Will we get a whole number? 12 is not completely divisible by 5. So, again division does not follow this property, closure property. Okay. Now next property is commutative property. Commutative property what we have learned, irrespective of the places, the division will be same. Commutative property means addition of two numbers, changing of their places. Remember, similarly what we have done over here, if we 2 into 3 we are getting 6. If we change the places of the digit, the answer will be the same. This is again the commutative property of multiplication, but this is not followed by division. Say, in case of division, what happens? Division, commutative property of division, what happens? If we divide 4 by 2, we will get 2. But again, if we change the places, 2 divided by 4, we will not get 2. 2 divided by 4, we will get half of the number. So, what will happen? We will not get a whole number. This does not follow commutative property of division. Next is associative property. Associative property means, associative property as we have learned in addition, associative property means grouping of two number, and then so what will happen here? Number 3, associative property. Associative property means, let us take two number 2 into 3 into 2 or say 4. Okay. So here we have 3 numbers. Alright students, we will group two number. We will first multiply two number and then we will multiply with their product. We will multiply the third number. That is called associative property or grouping. Okay. 2 into 3 first we will do, and then we will do 4. Will be here 2 into 3 6 and this 4. Now we will multiply this, we will get 24. This property is not followed by division because at a time division of 2 divided by 3 divided by 4, this is not possible. Okay students, so at a time division of two numbers at a time is not possible. So this property again is not followed by division, associative property. As in case of addition and subtraction, all the properties followed by addition are not followed by subtraction. Similarly, properties followed by multiplication are not followed by division. Number 4 is zero property. When we multiply, zero property of multiplication, when we multiply any number any whole number with 0, we get 0. Okay. When we multiply any whole number with 0, we get 0. But in case of division, what happens? When we divide any number by 0, we will get the number itself. As we know, division is the repeated subtraction of the number. So no matter how many times we subtract 0, we will get the same result. Right? If we subtract 0 from 6, what you will get? Again the same 0. So no matter how many times you subtract or divide, it will be the same. But here, when you multiply 0, you will get, this is the 0 property of multiplication. But this 0 property of division is, division does not follow the 0 property. Okay. Now, next is distributive property. This distributive property is only for multiplication. What happens here? Distributive property means, number 5. Say you have 4 multiplied by 5 equals to 20. Distributive property means here simply we can do multiplication and we will get 20. But distributive property means we will break a number if it is breakable. 2 plus 2. 2 plus 2, it will be 4. That same 4. 4 is distributed and then it will be multiplied. Okay. So that it becomes easier. Now we will multiply 5 once with 2 and again plus 5 once with the second 2. 5 into 2. Now we will get the same result. 5 into 2, 10. 5 into 2, 10. 10 plus 10, what you will get? 20. Alright students, so this is the distributive property. To make the multiplication easier, this is just the same, similar, more or less similar like the associative property, this is grouping property. Okay. Now, next left is property of 1. Property of 1. In property of 1, what we do is, in case of multiplication, that any whole number, say 4 multiplied by 1, it gives the number itself. When 1 is multiplied by any whole number, it gives the number itself. Okay, no matter you multiply 1 with the whole number or multiply whole number with 1, it will give the product as the number itself. But in case of division, property of 1 is not followed. Why? Why it is not followed? Because when you divide any number, say 6 divided by 1, you will get 6. But 1 divided by 6, you will get 1 by 6. So always the answer is not 1. Okay, so this is property of 1 and it is not followed by division. Alright students, this was all the explanation about the properties of on this chapter, the whole number. And according to these properties, the sum that we already do, addition, subtraction, multiplication, we are learning about the general rules that these 4 mathematical operations follow or not. Okay, now we will do some exercise sum on this chapter. Like, let us do the same exercise, exercise 3.1, page 59 of your book, question number 4. Let us do some more sum. Complete the following using associative property. Number A, associative property, you know it very well, that is grouping property. 3 into 5, it is written 3 into 5 into 6 is equals to 3 into dash multiplied by 6. So you know it very well students, equals to mean both the sides will be equal. 3 is there, which one is grouped? 5 and 6 are grouped over here. So 6 is there, 5 you will write there. Similarly you will be doing the rest sum. Number 5, solve the following by regrouping the numbers using distributive property. Number 8, just now only I have taught you regrouping method. By distributive property it is written 101 multiplied by 3. Distributive property, simply if we can break the number, we will break it and then we will multiply. What we will do? 100 plus 1, that means 101. How we will break it? 100 plus 1. Now we will multiply by 3. Now individually, when the addition is given in bracket and then multiplied by 3, that means this 3 is multiplied with each of the number inside the bracket. So here once we will multiply 3 with 100 and then again we will multiply 3 with 1. 3 into 100 plus 3 into 1. What we will get, students? 300 plus 3. What will the answer? 303. This is distributive property. Okay, and regrouping property you may call it distributive property or alright students, next we will do question number 6. Find the product using distributive property over addition or subtraction. That means without doing simply we know by simplification method we do addition, subtraction, multiplication, but over that we need to do this sum by distributive method. Distributive method, what we do, 45 question is given is solve this by distributive method. 25 plus 4. What we will do is, as just the previous sum we have done, once this is already, that previous one was, this one I have broken 100 plus 1, but here you see this is already broken 25 plus 4, it was 29. So when we multiply 29 with this, then with the wrong division we can simply break it and we will multiply it easily. 45, the number which is out of the bracket, and multiply, then it will be multiplied with both of the number individually. 45 into 25 plus 45 into 4. What we will do is 45 into 25, 1125 plus 45 into 4, 180. We will add it and we will get the. So what we will do addition over here, add it, what we will get? 1, this 3, 0, 5. This will be the answer. This is simply, if it is broken, so we will, if it is broken, we will simply multiply, or if it is given like that, we will first break it into parts or like in addition form and then we will multiply individually. Next is question number 7, whether it is true or false. One I will show you. True or false, what you will do is mark whether true or false. 12 minus 7, you will say 12 minus 7 is equal to 7 minus 12. Whether these statement is, whether both of them are equal. Find out. 12 minus 7 we will get 5. And here 7 minus 12 we will get minus 5. Okay. Whether these two are equal? No. Definitely this is a whole number, but this is not a whole number. So this one will be false. Understood, students? Similarly, you will be doing the rest of the sum. Now take some homework, students, on today's lesson. Do it in the classwork copy or homework copy of your maths and submit in the school for correction. Take down this homework. Question number 8 you will be doing. 8 I have done already. You will be doing test B, E, F. Next, this one C, D. Question number 3 will 2 sums are there. Okay. Those sums which I have already done, take down in the copy and rest do it these homework in the copy. Alright students, I hope you all have understood. We will next lesson we will be doing the next chapter.